Hello writers, welcome back. I'm really proud of you for being in Google Classroom and taking another look at your writing slides this week. I hope that you're practicing poetry and writing every day for 20 minutes. This week, we're challenging you to add figurative language to your poems, similes, metaphors, and onomatopoeia. Why? Well, according to one of the experts, Ralph Fletcher, he's a writer, a poet, and he teaches teachers. In his book, Poetry Matters, Chapter 2, he writes, "A few years ago, I was reading my poetry book, Water Planet, to my son Robert. He was about 5 years old at the time. 'Did you make the words and the pictures?' he asked me. I laughed. Water Planet contains about 30 poems, but there is not a single illustration in the book. The pictures Robert saw in his head were created by words. Mental pictures or images are at the heart of poetry, just like emotions. Your job is to paint a picture with words, and one of the best ways to do that is to use figurative language. You saw on slide number 6 some metaphors. Langston Hughes is writing about life without dreams, and he uses the metaphor, life without dreams is life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. I can picture how horrible life would be without dreams. You'll notice he doesn't use a lot of metaphors. You don't want to overdo it. You want to use a metaphor or a simile when you're at the heart of your poem. You're trying really hard to get them to see that picture or feel that. Metaphors are trickier to use. Similes are easier. You'll notice in slide 8, the poem Owl Moon, the train whistle was like a sad, sad song. And so I can hear that, I can feel that. So when you use similes, you're using like or as. Onomatopoeia is just sound words. It's just bringing your poem a little bit more to life. And you'll notice that in the masked one about the raccoons, there's one sound word, clink. And then in the Grandma's House, written by a student that actually came from this book, I like that when he uses onomatopoeias at the heart of it, where he just can't get any sleep because of that drip, drip, dropping. So writers, I want to encourage you to continue practicing your poems, and you have a few more tools to add to your toolbox. So continue to think about those line breaks and be really purposeful about where you make those. Try to organize your poem into groups or stanzas. Try to add figurative language to your poem so that your reader can picture it and feel it. They want to be able to create a picture in their mind. You can use similes and metaphors to do that, and have some fun with onomatopoeia. As you're continuing to draft these poems, continue to think about your anthology. My buddy Ryan wrote a poem about baseball. His anthology might be about baseball, or maybe this week he writes a poem about soccer, and maybe his anthology is going to be sports. My buddy Austin wrote one about Legos, and so maybe his anthology are the things he loves to do, and so maybe his next poem might be about Minecraft. Continue to practice poetry, continue to build your anthology, and use all your tools in your toolbox.